with Vera Twomey out in The Hague to see how Ava's been getting on with the treatment that she's on, because we're a couple of weeks in now since they went, but not maybe necessarily a couple of weeks into treatment, more likely to be maybe a week or so into treatment. So in The Hague, Vera Twomey. Good morning, Vera.
Hello, Neil. How are you?
Very well. How are things going? Can you update us? How is Ava?
Ava's really good, Neil. She's going into her 8th day seizure-free now since she started the oil. So it's something else to see your child improving before your eyes.
Would she never have had 7 or 8 days seizure-free here at home, no?
I will tell you honestly, the longest period we ever had seizure-free with her was 11 days last October. She had 11 days seizure-free when she started the CBD oil on its own, and then she got an ear infection and the seizures came back again. But I don't know, Neil. I'm very, I don't know. It's you don't want to be,
jinx it.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, but I'm optimistic based on the way she is, because.
What other improvements are you seeing besides no seizure?
I was telling Myra there, last night. She was in bed. She was just trying to get her to sleep, and she was chatting away. And then the next thing, as clear as you like, she came out and she said, "There's the window," like that. And I mean, the thing about it is, for somebody who has kids like that, their progress comes very, organically. That mightn't seem like a great deal, but for us, that's huge.
Why? What was the most you would have got from her up until then?
You'd get singular words, or you'd get sentences that were not clear, that you'd be guessing what she was saying. So she'd be trying to tell you something, and you'd be trying to acknowledge what she was saying and guess what it was about, but it wouldn't be as clear as the way we're speaking to each other now. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
So, to hear just to form a sentence clearly is a very, very big deal, because the seizures affect the speech and they wipe out your words and they just knock back the development in that area as well. So to hear that in just a few days is very promising.
Very, very exciting. Very optimistic for all of you. And here's to having more of those conversations. Yeah.
I hope so. I really do. Yeah. I mean, you kind of have to keep your fingers crossed in one sense, but just looking at her, she's just brighter. She's got a better colour. She's more
alert, perked up.
Yeah. Yeah, she's more engaging and so on.
Engaging.
And the thing is, she would have started. I know you were saying we were here for a little while before the treatment started, but the treatment started 8 days ago, and she's been seizure-free for 8 days.
I know.
Yeah.
How are you getting on with her doctor, or is he a pediatric neurologist?
He's a GP.
Yeah.
We're getting on famously with him. He's just very compassionate, experienced, just interested in her as a little girl, just very, I think, empathetic about what she's been through.
And tell us a little bit about how you're spending your day, how the family are coping. What are you doing?
Yeah, we're doing our best. I think our second daughter is struggling with being over here. She's missing my mother an awful lot. And it's very hard. I was trying to speak to her this morning about it. She was saying to me, why is it that, why can't we go home to Habolog? And I said to her, we can't go home to Habolog because we can't get the medicine in Habolog. And she said, but Mummy, why can't we bring the medicine home? And it's very hard to explain to somebody who's 6 years old, it's very hard to explain to somebody who's 6 years old that, the circumstances why we're not allowed to bring this medication home.
And what if yourself and Ava stayed and everybody else came home?
Well, the thing is, I suppose the reason that we all came together was because we felt that we were hoping that, something would be something would be organised, or that we get help for Ava to bring the medication back, or that we have enough clinical evidence before September, before school starts. But I mean, I think that probably when it comes to September, we'll have to split the family up, because I think it would be the best thing for Sophia and Michael to be going to school and have all
I know, so that could be September. So try now to make it a holiday while you're there, I suppose, yeah?
Well, it's not a holiday, I can assure you.
I know, but I mean...
I'm on the phone every hour of the day, that I'm not, trying to do little bits and pieces with them, because it's... The goal is to get home. It's all our efforts are going into trying to sort things out so that we can get back as soon as possible. But it's very difficult, I
know, and I don't mean to belittle the situation, but I suppose you have a balancing act there with the rest of the family. I know that.
You do.
Yeah.
You do, yeah. But there's the place is just tremendous. I mean, there's these little parks everywhere. There's a park now at the bottom of the street here. There's the regular swing and slide, and there's a little petting area for sheep and goats and different things. So it's very child orientated over here,
Okay.
So there's lots to do, but I mean, you can't be going out spending days, all day in the park or stuff either, because I suppose you have to keep trying to figure out a way for this to work so that we can get home.
Okay, well listen, I'm going to stay in touch with her. I'm delighted she's more alert, she's more perked up, she's more engaging, she's seizure free. This is all great news. The GoFundMe account is at 28,838. There's an event called Party for Ava in Dublin on the 18th, which is next Tuesday. Got a lot of acts on board. Paddy Casey's playing Keela, Dublin City Gospel Choir. Tickets are €12 at the door. You can buy them online or at the door. I'm going to put a link to buy tickets on our Facebook and Twitter pages for the party.
Thank you, Neil.
I know, simple things like that. It's not a bother. We'll stay in touch, though, and good luck with everything, Vera. I'm going to plough ahead, but regards to you all, all right? Great news.
Thanks very much. Thanks for thinking.
Cheers for now. Always thinking. Vera Twomey, great news from The Hague then. And if you want to, maybe, pledge or donate a couple of bob, then you can check out the GoFundMe page, Vera Twomey and Ava Barry's GoFundMe page up on the GoFundMe account. Meanwhile, I'm going to run rapidly out of time. Just a couple of bits and pieces of